Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back. Now, I'm down at my place, in the hay shed at my place, and what I'm doing, if you guys can even see me, I'm checking this hay. I stowed it in here about, oh gosh, what are we coming up on, about a month ago? No, that can't be right, because I did this after I got back from, well, one of the first couple days after I came back from hurting my leg or my ankle. And what I'm really doing, I haven't really checked this stuff here the last probably week or two, and I just wanted to make sure that other than rodents, whatever else that happen to make their homes in here, I'm just making sure the stuff isn't getting hot. For the most part, I was pretty certain that I had it put away, even though it did get rained on after we baled it. It got a lot of rain on it, but it did sit for a long enough time frame that it didn't really hurt it. It did dry out. The biggest thing it did is you can see that we do have a little bit of degrading where it was sitting on the ground, but that is really just the outside layer that was hitting the ground. These only have about two and a half at the most wraps and net wrap on them. If you're going to be doing a lot of handling, if you're going to be moving a lot, or if you're going to be stacking them outside where they are going to be getting a lot of weather, I'd probably go up to 3 wraps. 3 wraps almost certainly if you're going to handle it more than just from the field and to the shed, and then from the to the shed out to feed cattle. But if you're going to say load it up, make it, haul it in, and then haul it to the shed, then after a while decide that you're going to move it to another farm like we do with a bunch of ours, or we go through and even sell it. Hay prices are really good right now. Hay prices, even grass prices, grass hay prices, they're getting up there. Normally I say 200 bucks a ton, like in the spring, and they haven't hit that yet. But what they have been doing is they've been getting up to about 150 is a pretty good average. 150 bucks a ton, and for it being the end of August, that's, to me, that kind of says something about the market. Everybody's hay last year, this past winter, winter killed off, and plus with the weather we've had, the winter we've had, not the winter, the summer we had, a lot of people are really short on feed, on hay. We're short on hay, and it's just, I don't know if it's a combination of the weather, just too wet, I know it's not because it's too dry, maybe not dry enough, compaction from making first crop or what, but second and third crop have been really lackluster. And I've had some people mention that I should go through and at least fill Big Blue down at my place with corn silage. Ideally, that'd be great. That really would be. Go through and chop 10, 15, 20 acres of corn silage and start feeding it to the cattle. Feed it to the beef cows, feed it to the calves, whatever else. The problem is that we are not set up to chop it, to store it, to feed it. We don't have any chopping equipment. We have to hire it done. Not terrible, not really too hard to actually find somebody to get it chopped. Then when it comes to feeding it, this silo is not ready to be used to be fed. Our feeding system is shot. The conveyor, that conveyor is shook. To be quite honest, we need a new feeding conveyor. The feed bunk itself, it's pretty well shook. It's older than me. No, I can't say that. It's not older than me. I do remember when this actually had the shaker style bunk where the whole bunk actually shook, and it actually got the grain down to the end of the feed down to the end of the bunk that way. But I don't remember when they put this in. I've fed this a lot. I've ran this bunk quite a bit. I did run the corn silo because this used to be our corn silo at one point in time. This was always our hay silo. I've ran this a few times growing up, from the time, say, when I was 8 up to maybe 14, 15, somewhere there, and we quit using it because the doors were shot, and we just really got to the point where we weren't feeding out a lot of corn silage. We were just feeding mainly just hay for roughage for the beef cows. Works out really well. I really would like to get back to doing some corn silage. And then when it comes to feeding them, other than the fact that this is shot, some people are probably going to recommend going through and bagging it, because you know, you can actually hire like a self-propelled chopper custom setup to come in, fill a bag in probably an afternoon. But the problem is we're not even set up for feeding out of a bag. I mean, we have right now one skid steer. We're not really sure what's going on with the JCB. I honestly, all of us are pretty much on the same level as all of our viewers. We're not really sure what's going on with the JCB just yet. You guys really do know just as much as we do. And seems how we only have the Bobcat for certain for our loader. That typically stays at Rockville, so we're not going to want to bring that skid steer down here every day or every other day to feed outside, to dig out silage. And on top of that, we don't have a feeder wagon or anything, because ideally that'd be the way to go, having a feeder wagon, filling it up with corn silage out of a bag, and then taking it up on top of the hill and putting it out in the pasture. Some people have actually recommended using old tractor tires, I think it was, and then just getting like a feed wagon, which is just a simple feed wagon to get it out and just dump it out in piles out in the pasture. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and as far as us, there's only so many ways that we're willing to do it. And seems how we are set up. We do have the silo. I mean, I'd kind of hate to not use it. We really don't have the cows around just yet to justify it. We do have, with Ryan buying all those cows of his, yeah, the numbers are definitely growing. I'm looking at buying something this fall. It might be 1 or 2, it could be 15. I'm not really sure yet. But updating our feeding capacity, our setup, it's on the list, should I say. And that's why we really should be aiming to at least get all of our hay sheds filled up the best we can here. The next cutting that we make, the thing is, the next cutting we make is probably going to be not this upcoming week. It'll probably be the following week at the earliest, but ideally September 1st. That gives us time to deal with the weather, get it all, everything that we want to make, get it all made and hauled in, hopefully in a timely manner, just from the simple fact that it's been a wet August. This is like, I want to say this is going to be about the 3rd year where we've had above normal or above average rainfall, moisture. August, I mean, this little grass area here out behind my machine shed, that for growing as much as it has since I cut it this last time, it typically doesn't do that. Same thing with the pastures. I'm actually heading out to check the cows right now, and this pasture right here, I'm planning on slamming the gate shut on it so it can kind of get ahead of the cattle a little bit, and then probably mid to late September I'm going to open it back up and let the cows back in it. Just so that it can kind of get some regrowth coming, because the grass hasn't stopped growing in the yard. I mean, I've had to mow my yard probably twice a week here, basically this whole summer. And come on, bud. And at least that's kind of rolling over and staying true with the pastures also. There's plenty of moisture in the pastures, which is getting the grass to keep growing, which in turn is keeping us from having to worry about running out of feed or having to start feeding our cattle early in this fall. But the thing is, looks like some rain just missed us to the south. I'm okay with things drying up a little bit. I mean, if I can get down to just having to mow my yard once a week, it'd be great. But the cows sure like it. And, oh, microphone's cutting me. I'm gonna head out or fire up my four-wheeler and go check cows. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking in. That's your daily update. Until next time, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you then.